All right, so you buy a house and later realize the previous owner had violated a lot of codes that weren't caught during the process. So guess who's stuck with the bill?
Mark Lukes, owner of Real Estate Mergers and Acquisitions, joins us now on the KOGO News Live Line. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, so what am I going to be stuck with?
Everything. No. Look, to begin with, these types of situations are incredibly rare. Florida has some kind of quirky laws, let's put it like that date back a couple decades. The biggest problem here was the fact that because the municipalities are not required to do the same type of reporting that maybe a third party might be required to do, the title company just didn't know it existed. So obviously it sits on somebody's desk as a paper form as opposed to a maybe a digital form that we could find. And this poor gentleman got hit with that. You've got to be diligent. You just have to try and cover all your bases as best you can, and if the municipalities unfortunately miss something, then somebody's going to have to make it right. Typically, unfortunately, there's going to be lawyers involved. So
What about title insurance? Can that protect us?
yes and no. The only true constant in the title world is that every state does it differently. And so in states like Florida are going to be different than California, which are going to be different than South Dakota, whatever. Um, So the best thing I can tell you is yes, title insurance, which is required in almost every state, is going to solve 99.9% of all those problems. They're going to discover those issues. However, having said that, none of the states that I'm aware of, and I deal with almost all of them, have any real protections. If the title company happens to miss something, or if something just happens to be buried in an old folder somewhere and it gets discovered later, there's really not much the title company is on the hook for, and there's no laws coming from any of the states that sort of provide those type of protections.
So what are the most common things that people are getting dinged for, I guess?
Well, I mean, again, every state's different. Some states have better protections, maybe from a third party type of problem where a third party has placed a lien on the house or on the property for some reason. Other states maybe do it a little bit better when it comes to the governmental apparatuses that exist. But having said that, um, the biggest one really is as a home buyer. I would say check the governmental apparatuses more than the third party. Most of those third party companies that apply liens, first of all, it's going to be maybe more recent. They're more up to date with the technology that allows the title companies to go in and search for those sort of things. Whereas the governmental apparatuses tend to be a little slower, and it can cause some issues down the road, which is exactly what happened here.
Real estate expert Mark Lukes joining us on the KOGO News Live Line, and thank you for your time and the information this morning.
I appreciate it. Thank you.